Last time we saw the Catholic Church at the height of its power, crowning kings, calling crusades, and shaping every part of medieval life. But absolute power has a bad habit of cracking, and by the late Middle Ages those cracks were impossible to ignore. The Renaissance changed everything. Europe rediscovered ancient learning, art and science, and people began asking uncomfortable questions. Humanism encouraged individuals to think for themselves instead of just accepting authority, especially religious authority. That was a problem for an institution built on tradition and obedience. At the same time, corruption inside the church became impossible to hide. Church offices were bought and sold. Some bishops lived like princes. And indulgences, payments claimed to reduce punishment for sins, were being marketed like spiritual fast food. Pay here, sin later. Even faithful Catholics knew something was off. Enter Martin Luther. In 1517, Luther nailed his 95 Theses to a church door, challenging indulgences and church authority. He wasn't trying to destroy Christianity. He was calling out what he saw as corruption. But the printing press spread his ideas faster than the church could contain them. Soon, Europe was on fire with reform. Protestant movements broke away, rejecting papal authority and reshaping Christianity across Northern Europe. Kings and princes backed reform not just for faith but for power. Breaking from Rome meant keeping church land and wealth for themselves. The Catholic Church didn't collapse, but it was shaken hard. In response, it launched the Counter-Reformation. Councils clarified doctrine. Corruption was reined in. New religious orders formed, and Catholicism doubled down on discipline, education, and global missions. By the end of the Reformation, Christianity was permanently divided. The Church emerged smaller, leaner, and more defensive, but still powerful, global, and determined to adapt. The medieval world was over. The modern world had begun. And next, the Catholic Church would face an even bigger challenge: science, revolutions, and the rise of secular governments. If you enjoyed this trip down the rabbit hole, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Smart History for Dumb Times. And if you feel like fueling more historical deep dives, the link to buy me a coffee is in my bio.